do nicely. Some nice pants on the floor there. Gotta love Kent sometimes, you really have. How do, people? I am out today on a King Tiger tank mark. No, I'm joking. It's the BMW GS Adventure. I just put some petrol in it. It wasn't too much of a faff, although these are now, I'm not going to do it, but these don't have a key anymore. So you just kind of, once you get to the petrol station, switch the bike off and they're linked. So the bike won't do it while it's on, but you then just pull that up and it opens the cap. It's quite nice. It is fucking boiling today though. It's 28 degrees outside and I am sweating like a fat kid in a cake shop. It's just bad news today. First impressions of this bike, it's uber smooth, but she's a big girl. The one thing I have been doing is where she's a boxer twin, when I've been going to put my leg down to stop at the lights, I've been hitting my shin on the on like the, I don't know what you would call it, the cylinder head I guess, of the engine, which is painful at times. The quick shifter is nice, although there is a bit of a lurch between first and second, but as a rule of thumb it's pretty good. It's pretty good, you know. I mean, the screen is, I'm getting a little bit of buffeting on top of the lid, so maybe I can adjust that and bring it up a little bit more. There we go. So yeah, now not so much, but it's a smooth ride. It's, you know, I've got the suspension setting is just on normal at the moment, because this one's still got the, it's not got the auto leveling, which is on the new 2018 bikes. So this is still a 2017 GS, so it's still got the you sort it out yourself basically. You've got some trip information stuff here, tells you the trips. Range is 129 miles at the moment on the fuel, and then it flicks you back to the Odo. You've got cruise control off and on. You've got your dick lights, as Baron called them. You've got hazards, you've got a horn, which is actually pretty good. It doesn't sound like a duck fart like most bike horns do. And then over here you've got your kill switch, you've got your heated grips, and you have your modes. At the moment I'm just in your bog standard road mode. I'm not going to go mad with this today. I'm literally just testing this really just to kind of do a bit of a review for you guys, just to give you my thoughts and impressions on the bike. I mean, she is huge. Just looking down at it, it's very, very wide at the front, extremely wide. I mean, don't get me wrong, the mirrors are great and the bar ends do not stick out. There's nothing that sticks out further than the bar ends, so at least you know if that's going through the gap, then the rest of the bike is. But I don't know how some of these boys filter these in London. Fucking hell, this feels like a King Tiger tank to me. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a hefty bike. It's a hefty bike. Whatever we can do. The downshift there was a little bit like a tractor. Like I had to really boot it to get it to go down. I mean, it's a very torquey engine. Like, it's got a lot of grunt. A lot of grunt. Like, you can really just, and it will go. I think it. I mean, this would be on a par with the Multistrada in terms of pounding out the miles on the French auto routes or on the autobahns. I mean, it has got the quick shift assistance up and down, which the Multistrada doesn't have. So good points so far. Well, it's a commanding view of the road. The engine is very smooth. It's Torquey, so it's got the get up and go. This is the first shaft driven bike I've ever ridden, so it's not the usual chain driven that I'm used to. It's a very interesting bike. I mean, the readouts from the clock and everything like that are very, very clear. You can see precisely what's going on. The screen gives you perfect defilé from the wind, although I will say I think the one on the Multistrada is better. I'm just going to put that out there right now and say I think that's better. I mean, you know, I know people are going to argue, and you know, I know there's a few YouTubers who have got well-known accounts who absolutely love their BMW GSs, and yeah, don't get me wrong, I'm sure you can love your BMW GSs, but for me, I feel, and I'm being very genuine when I say this, I feel that so far the Multistrada for me is a better bike. Don't get me wrong, it's very smooth to go through the gearbox on this. You have this thing here up the front on the petrol tank which opens up, and it's quite a nice little cubby hole where you can store your documents and so on and so forth, which would be really handy on a Euro trip. Let's see if I can get it open. Yeah, there you go. See, there's like a little compartment in there. I just think that's really cool. That, you know, you can just pop your bits in there, and away you go. Filter through this bit, but with this, I don't know. Well, let's find out. Should we just smash someone's car up? Oh, thank you. Thanks, Chief. I was going to say, because I was going to smash your car up anyway, so thank you for that. The only thing she doesn't have on this is hill assist, or at least doesn't appear to. Generally very shielded from the wind, can't feel anything against my legs, which is nice. It's just a nice cruise, you know. Very easy going, easy to ride. Bit of a sweet spot, really, I would say. You know, very, very straightforward. Very straightforward. So. Yeah, I mean, all in all, a comfortable machine. I mean, look, it's a BMW. It's a BMW that cruises very well. This bike is in God knows what generation now. You know, it's been around for donkey's years. People know the bike, they know the brand. It's not going to be crap, is it? Let's be honest. It might not be someone's cup of tea, but I don't think that you can insult this bike, to be honest. I used to say that, you know, people who rode these bikes are right, you know, fucking anoraks. You know, if I ever bought one, then I'd have to get fat and change my name to Roger, you know. But let me give a more optimistic appraisal of this bike. So this bike is very, very good as an all-round touring machine. It's super comfortable on the motorway. It's super comfortable being flicked around the lanes. You know, it's got lots of gizmos on it, including, which isn't shown, but the sat-nav thing is, you know, super amazing. This bike, for the money, it's competitive as well. It's not stupidly priced. And the other thing about these bikes is they hold their money. GSs hold their value, they really do. Like, you can see these bikes with thousands and thousands of miles on, they're holding their money. They're holding their money. They're not dropping in value. You know, and that I think it speaks volumes for the bike. I think so. Again, something to bear in mind. You know, about the bike is that. And yeah, you know, I've been riding this for about an hour now, and yeah, I've got no grumbles physically at all. You know, I legitimately can't complain. And yeah, I just think that this bike will surprise you, but pleasantly, I think. You know, particularly if you're used to blatting around on sports bikes, you know, you want to say that, you know, oh, I wouldn't ride one of them because it's a granddad's bike or whatever. It's not a granddad's bike. It's a bike that's designed to go around the world, and that's exactly what it's done. And you know, if you want a bike that, got an ambulance coming up. If you want a bike that will take you around the world, then this will be it, and this will do it gladly. When you're riding, that yeah, it would be worth having. It would be super worth having it. Would I? What would I say were the drawbacks to this bike? It is very wide, so filtering is a problem. That's a big drawback. It's also very heavy, so if you drop it, you ain't picking it up again on your own. It's the quick shifter on the downshift I'm going to moan about and say